Welcome to the Alliance Educational Series. In this collection, we're sharing information about signing a fair contract, starting with this introduction to contracts. In this module, we talk about the skills and knowledge you need to ensure that you are signing a fair contract with a recruitment agency or employer. Signing can be exciting, and this might be the first time you have ever had to sign a contract. However, it is also a significant and serious part of the recruitment process. This module is broken down into 3 sections. First, we will go over the definition of a contract. Next, we explain why signing is so serious. Finally, we introduce 3 important things to expect when given a contract. So, what is a contract? It is a voluntary, legally binding agreement signed by 2 or more parties. Let's think about each part of the definition. First, a contract is voluntary. That means deciding to sign is your choice and should be something you want to do. You should never feel pressured to sign if you do not want to. Take your time to review and share it with others. Second, a contract is a legally binding agreement, meaning it creates a legal relationship between you and your recruiter or employer. Your recruiter or employer agrees to do or not do specific things. So do you. These roles, rights, and responsibilities are listed in the contract, and there are consequences if you or your recruiter signs this agreement but then is unable to follow what is written. The third part of the definition highlights a key action: signing. Only signed contracts are valid. Your signature says that you are serious, committed, and satisfied with the agreement, and that you accept any consequences if you are unable to follow its terms. That is why signing should be taken very seriously. You should never sign if you do not fully agree with or understand its terms. You show your recruiter and employer that you are serious, committed, and satisfied with a contract by signing it. But that can take time. Contracts are serious because, as we mentioned before, they establish legal requirements for the people who sign them. So if you willingly sign and then fail to honor the terms, you may be in breach. Breaching or breaking a contract almost always comes with fees, penalties, or other consequences. If you want to learn more about breach fees, please see our 2 video modules about them. For now, let's briefly talk about what to expect when you see a contract. First, it should be a written version of everything you have discussed with your recruiter or employer. If you negotiate something that is different than what is written, or your recruiter has promised you something that is not included at all, make sure that your agreements are included before signing. Do not rely on spoken promises or other informal communication. Second, a contract may be multiple pages long and may seem complicated and confusing. However, by taking your time and going through your contract slowly, it should become clearer and easier to understand. If you don't understand what is being offered or said, ask your recruiter to explain unclear parts. The third thing to expect when you see a contract is that you do not have to sign immediately. You have the right to ask for help with reading your contract carefully before signing. You may want to take your contract home to have a lawyer, friends, family, or even union representatives help you to interpret the agreement. Reading carefully before signing is important because it helps you find parts of the agreement where you would like to request changes. Asking for changes is called a negotiation. If your recruiter or employer is willing to negotiate, they respond with their ideas, called a counteroffer. A counteroffer gives you another chance to read carefully and to decide whether or not you want to sign. Make sure, again, that everything you end up agreeing on is written, or it's not a contract. If you decide to sign, keep a copy with your signature as a reminder of your legal agreement. In this module, you learned that a contract is voluntary, legally binding, and signed by at least 2 parties. You learned that breaking a contract can come with consequences and penalties such as having to pay a breach fee for those who sign. And you learned that once you are offered a contract, you do not have to sign immediately, but have the right to take it home to carefully review roles and responsibilities. Let's test your knowledge. What is the purpose of a contract? Is it to create legal obligations between you and your recruiter or employer to perform or not perform the specific duties described? To provide a written version of everything you have discussed and agreed upon with your recruiter? C. To clearly describe the roles and responsibilities of both you and your recruiter or employer? All of the above? Or E. None of the above? The correct answer is D. All of the above. A contract should clearly explain, in writing, the roles and responsibilities of your new legal relationship with the other party. Remember, it is your responsibility to make sure you sign a fair contract. The Alliance is here to help. So watch our other videos on signing a fair contract. You can also join us on Facebook or visit our website at www.fairinternationalrecruitment.org.